Greetings and welcome to another Lessons with Odin. On this episode, I will be showing you how to make this adorable earring type of thing. These is made using the beads from Nbeads that I got. I did one other video about a lantern beaded brooch with them. And I did an unboxing video showing you all the materials that I got, but this time I'm going to do a quick little bezel. This is a great technique for those people like me who absolutely detest doing peyote bezels. So I kind of did a cheatsy, and I'm only doing half of it in peyote instead of all of it. So let's see what we need for this project. So for this project you will need a 14mm Rivoli or cabochon. I'm going to explain these in single pieces, so double whatever I say if you want to make earrings out of them. So, 14mm, one 4mm bicone, 5 3x4mm rondelles, one 3mm round. I am using a 3mm pearl. Not the faceted kinds, we want something that's actually round. 4 dangly parts. Now, 2 of them have to be 5x8mm full drilled teardrops, whereas the other 2 can be whatever the hell you want if it matches to go on the bottom tassels. Size doesn't matter on those. You will need 2 colors of size 11 seed beads. Now, kind of an issue with this one. Well, it's not really that big of an issue, but when I got these were marketed as 15 O's. I started playing with them when I got them because I forgot what I ordered, and I was like, ooh, nice 11 O's. That's a lot of them. They're really pretty. These are not, in fact, either. They're marked as 15 O's, however, they're rather large, even compared to a larger brand like Toho. And they are also much smaller than 11 O's, so I would say, fathom to guess that these are like 12 O's. I have done this project with size 11s, and it works just fine, so I'd recommend doing that. You just might have to, I'll tell you where, but you might just have to edit where, how many seed beads you add, depending on what size you use. You can even use this with size 15s as well. You'll also need whatever finding, earring part, pendant, hanging, dangle bit you need. I'm using these adorable leaf pieces that I got from Nbeads, and yeah. And of course, your needle and thread. I'm using actually a size 10 of all things. I must be ill. And my 1G thread. And with all that being said, let us get started. Alright, so you're going to start off your initial row by adding on a rondelle, a teardrop, 11, bicone 11, teardrop. Now when you're putting these on, you want to make sure they are facing the opposite direction with the butts toward the bicone. You have a rondelle, 8 size 11 seed beads, a rondelle, and 8 size 11 seed beads. Now, if you're doing traditional 11s, I would do the smaller brand for one, like a Miyuki, or maybe even a Czech. You can work with 8. If you think it's too small, you can add 6. And if you're doing size 15s, you can up it to 10. And try that out to see if it works. Oh, you also are going to need size 15s as well. I forgot to mention that. So, anyway, once all of those are threaded, you're just going to pass back through each and every one of those beads and tie a knot with your tail and working thread. Alright, and from there, you're going to pass through the rondelle and the teardrop. You're going to add 3 color A size 11s, a color B, 3 size 11s, color A. You can kind of tell that these beads are a little smaller, but yeah, they're fine. Add those, pass back through the teardrop bead, pass through the size 11 next to the bicone, go through the bicone, add on your solitary pearl, pass that down, pass back through the bicone and the next size 11. Don't worry about where this is going to land, it's going to fix itself once we finish the bezel. pass back through the teardrop bead, add on another 3, 1, 3, pass back through the teardrop and the rondelle. From there, we're going to start our peyote stitch. So add a size 11, skip over the first bead, pass through the second, continue your peyote like that, add 1, skip 1 and pass through the next, add 1, skip to the next, add 1 and pass through the rondelle. Do the peyote on this side, move down until you've reached the bicone, and stop there. Alright, then from the bicone, you're going to add 1A, 1B, 1A, pass back through the bicone. Gonna then move back up to the rondelle to get to the next phase of peyote. From there, it's the same peyote trick, except we're adding size 15s instead of size 11s. So my thread should be coming right out of the rondelle. I've added my 15, and I'm just going to pass through the first size 11 bead. Add another one, and keep going down the line. Move all the way around, back up, and we're going to add size 15s on the opposite side to finish that part of the bezel. Then we're going to start by adding our Rivoli and cinching everything together. Alright, when adding on your 15s, you want to make sure that you have 4 on each side, no more, no less. So, next up, you're going to go all the way around again, and you want to come out of a size 15 at one end of your bezel. You're going to add 2 A's, 1 B, and 2 A's. Jump all the way over to size 15 number 4 on that same row. Set your form a little loopy thingy on top. Alright, then another 1, 2. Another 2 A's, 1 B, 2 A's. Going to go across the rondelle and pass through the first size 15. So that we form another loopy thing. One last set of 2 A's, 1 B, 2 A's, pass over through the fourth size 15 on that same round. And this is the basis of our netting. So what you're going to do then is pass through that rondelle, go through the teardrop bead, then up the little picot until you reach the center B size 11. From that center size 11, you're going to add a set of 2 A's, 1 B, 2 A's, and jump over through the center bead on top of the peyote. And that's going to begin cinching everything together. You're going to add 1, 1, 1, go through the center bead that is underneath the rondelle at the tip. 1, 1, 1, go through to the next size 11 underneath the peyote. 2, 1, 2, and move to the center of the opposite drop from where we started. 2, 1, 2, and then jump across to the teardrop that we started from, going through that size 11. Alright, here's where things are going to get a bit messy. Before you start reinforcing the back netting, you're going to stick in your Rivoli. You want to make sure that, see this purl? You want to make sure it gets tucked. You want to flip it over so that it sits in between the 2 teardrops, but you still want the Rivoli to go underneath it. So it's basically going to be sandwiched in between the Rivoli and the teardrops. But we're going to cinch all that together, everything tight, so that the netting wraps around. You want the peyote to wrap around and hold onto the edge of the Rivoli. Once you've done that, reinforce it, and we'll work on the finishing touches. So that is what everything looks like. You've got that pearl tucked in. And that little flap that you put under the bicone, you're going to want to flip that over too. But the peyote is nice and wrapped around. We've got the netting all secure behind here. That Rivoli ain't going anywhere. So, now my thread is coming out of the topmost rondelle. We're just going to add a simple bail. I'm going to add a size 11s on ABA. Pass back through the rondelle so that it wraps around. You can pop the point if you like by passing through the color A, skipping over the color B, and passing through the next color A, like that, so that the color B sticks up a bit further. I'm going to go back through the rondelle and pass up till we reach the B size 11. Going to add 4 color A's, pass back around through the size 11, then I'm going to reinforce it as much as I want. And that will be the place where we put in whatever findings we're going to use. After that, we're going to travel all the way down to the bicone to add the dangly parts. Alright, so I'm coming out of the bicone at the bottom. I'm going to add 3 color A's, 1 color B, 3 color A's, and wrap back around that bicone. And then I'm going to pop the center point. Alright, so I've popped that point by passing through 3 seed beads, skipping 1, 3 seed beads, and then moved over to the center again. I'm going to add 2 seed beads, size 11, color A, wrap around color B, then I'm going to pass back through 1 of the size 11s, and I'm going to add an indeterminate number of beads. Alright, so I've added my indeterminate number of beads, like an inch. I don't know, you can add more, you can add less, do whatever you want. You can even put leaf fringe over here. That would look pretty neat, but I don't want to go to that effort. So, I've added my size 11s, color B, size 11, rondelle, dangly part, ABA. We're going to skip over the ABA and pass all the way up to the fringe point that we started from. I'm even going to pass through the size 11 that we started from, the first of the 2 anchor points. To add the second part, all I'm going to do is pass my needle through the second anchor point and add on another fringy bit the same way we did the first one. You can make it longer, you can make it shorter than the other one. I don't know, do what you want. Finish that, add your bails, and then you will have your finished piece. So, this is an interesting little addition to the standard peyote bezel, and I hope you enjoy. It's actually quite quick to whip up, so it's great for those holiday gifting things. So I know people like to get started with that, but that is what I have for you today. Be sure to check out Nbeads to see all the other bits and pieces that I have purchased, and if you wanted to buy the same to get the same pieces, there's a link down below to Nbeads. There's even a coupon code I have for y'all. I believe it's like $3 off 30, so which is pretty neat, 10% off. So check them, all pertinent links down below. And thank you to all of my patrons over on Patreon and my members right here on YouTube. If you would like to get exclusive tutorials once per month that I do not post on my public YouTube page, be sure to check out the description box below. There's a little join button if you want to join right on YouTube and not want to sign up for a new website altogether. That's cool. They are basically the same rewards whether you are a patron or you are on YouTube. And I appreciate each and every one of you patrons and members here. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate my viewers and subscribers, because without you, I wouldn't be even making beading tutorials. So, with all that being said, be sure to like up this video and subscribe if you want to see more bullshit from me. Check out my other shenanigans all over YouTube's and the interwebs. Come say hi to me on social media. There's all pertinent links down below. Thank y'all so much for joining me, and of course, if there's anything I need to be trying out right now, feel free to let me know down below, and I will see you next time.